I should have known that you would be here. Professor McGonagall?
Good evening, Professor Dumbledore. Are the rumors true, Albus?
I'm afraid so, Professor. The good and the bad.
And the boy?
Hagrid is bringing him.
Do you think it wise to trust Hagrid with something as important as this?
Ah, Professor, I would trust Hagrid with my life.
Professor McGonagall?
Albus, do you really think it's safe leaving him with these people? I've watched them all day. They're the worst sort of muggles imaginable. They really are.
The only family he has.
This boy will be famous. There won't be a child in our world who doesn't know his name.
Exactly. He's far better off growing up away from all of that. Until he is ready. There, Hagrid. It's not really goodbye after all.
Welcome to Hogwarts. Now, in a few moments, you will pass through these doors and join your classmates. But before you can take your seats, you must be sorted into your houses. They are Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Now, while you're here, your house will be like your family. Your triumphs will earn you points. Any rule breaking, and you will lose points. At the end of the year, the house with the most points is awarded the House Cup.
Trevor! Sorry.
The sorting ceremony will begin momentarily. We're ready for you now. Follow me. Right, will you wait along here, please? Now, before we begin, Professor Dumbledore would like to say a few words. Now, when I call your name, you will come forth. I shall place the sorting hat on your head, and you will be sorted into your houses. Hermione Granger?
Right then. Okay. Gryffindor!
Draco Malfoy.
Slytherin!
Susan Bones.
Hufflepuff!
Ronald Weasley.
Ha!
Harry Potter. Your attention, please.
Face if we were late. That was bloody brilliant.
Oh, thank you for that assessment, Mr. Weasley. Perhaps it would be more useful if I were to transfigure Mr. Potter and yourself into a pocket watch. That way one of you might be on time.
We got lost.
Then perhaps a map. I trust you don't need one to find your seats. Harry Potter, follow me.
one such as this is an
You wait here.
essential ingredient in...
Professor Quirrell, excuse me. Could I borrow wood for a moment, please?
Oh, yes, of course. The vampire bat...
Potter, this is Oliver Wood. Wood. I have found you a seeker.
According to McGonagall. Hey, what?
In the dungeon! Troll in the dungeon!
Thought you ought to know.
Oh, my goodness. Explain yourselves, both of you.
Well, what it is, it's my fault, Professor McGonagall.
Miss Granger. Be that as it may, it was an extremely foolish thing to do. I would have expected more rational behaviour on your part, and I am very disappointed in you, Miss Granger. 5 points will be taken from Gryffindor for your serious lack of judgment. As for you two gentlemen, well, I just hope you realise how fortunate you are. Not many first-year students could take on a fully grown mountain troll and live to tell the tale. 5 points will be awarded to each of you. For sheer dumb luck.
Today's game, Slytherin versus Gryffindor. Scores! 10 points for Gryffindor. Worse, Malfoy knows. I don't understand. Is that bad? It's bad.
Good evening. Nothing, I repeat, nothing gives a student the right to walk about the school at night. Therefore, as punishment for your actions, 50 points will be taken.
50?
Each. And to ensure it doesn't happen again, all 4 of you will receive detention.
Excuse me, Professor. Perhaps I heard you wrong. I thought you said the 4 of us.
No, you heard me correctly, Mr. Malfoy. You see, honourable as your intentions were, you too were out of bed after hours. You will join your classmates in detention.
We have to see Professor Dumbledore immediately.
I'm afraid Professor Dumbledore is not here. He received an urgent owl from the Ministry of Magic and left immediately for London.
He's gone, but this is important. This is about the Philosopher's Stone.
How do you know?
Someone's going to try and steal it.
I don't know how you 3 found out about the stone, but I assure you it is perfectly well protected. Now, would you go back to your dormitories? Quietly.
Stand up to your friends. I award...
Professor Dumbledore. Professor McGonagall.
Headmaster, these boys have flouted the decree for the restriction of underage wizardry. As such...
I am well aware of our bylaws, Severus, having written quite a few of them myself. However, as head of Gryffindor House, it is for Professor McGonagall to determine the appropriate action.
We'll go and get our stuff then.
What are you talking about, Mr. Weasley?
You're going to expel us, aren't you?
Not today, Mr. Weasley. But I must impress on both of you the seriousness of what you have done. I will be writing to your families tonight, and you will both receive detention.
Argosy. Everyone will proceed to their dormitories immediately.
Ravenclaws, follow me.
Petrified.
Ah, thought so. So unlucky I wasn't there. I know exactly the counter-curse that could have spared her.
But how very healthy growth of mandrakes. When matured, a portion will be made which will revive.
Could I have your attention, please? Right. Now, today we will be transforming animals into water goblets. Like so. 1, 2, 3. Ferraverto. Now it's your turn. Well, who would like to go first? Ah, Mr. Weasley. 1, 2, 3. Ferraverto.
Ferraverto.
That wand needs replacing, Mr. Weasley. Yes, Miss Granger?
Professor, I was wondering if you could tell us about the Chamber of Secrets.
Very well. Well, you all know, of course, that Hogwarts was founded over 1,000 years ago by the 4 greatest witches and wizards of the age. Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. Now, 3 of the founders coexisted quite harmoniously. 1 did not.
3 guesses who?
Salazar Slytherin wished to be more selective about the students admitted to Hogwarts. He believed magical learning should be kept within all magic families. In other words, purebloods. Unable to sway the others, he decided to leave the school. Now, according to legend, Slytherin had built a hidden chamber in this castle known as the Chamber of Secrets. Well, shortly before departing, he sealed it until that time when his own true heir returned to the school. The heir alone would be able to open the chamber and unleash the horror within, and by so doing, purge the school of all those who, in Slytherin's view, were unworthy to study magic.
Muggleborns.
Well, naturally, the school has been searched many times. No such chamber has been found.
Professor, what exactly does legend tell us lies within the chamber?
Well, the chamber is said to be home to something that only the heir of Slytherin can control. It is said to be the home of a monster.
Another goal for Slytherin! They lead Gryffindor 90-30.
Put him here. What happened?
There's been another attack.
I think he's been petrified, Madam Pomfrey. Look, perhaps he managed to take a picture of his attacker. Oh, what can this mean, Albus?
It means that our students are in great danger.
What should I tell the staff?
The truth. Tell them Hogwarts is no longer safe. It is as we feared, Minerva. The Chamber of Secrets has indeed been opened again.
Professor, I swear I didn't.
This is out of my hands, Potter. Professor Dumbledore will be waiting for you. Sherbet lemon.
Professor McGonagall,
This match has been cancelled.
we can't cancel Quidditch.
Silence would. You and your teammates will go to Gryffindor Tower now. Potter, you and I will find Mr. Weasley. There's something the both of you have to see. I warn you, this could be a wee bit of a shock.
Hermione.
She was found near the library, along with this. Does it mean anything to either of you? No. Could I have your attention, please? Because of recent events, these new rules will be put into effect immediately. All students will return to their house common rooms by 6 o'clock every evening. All students will be escorted to each lesson by a teacher. No exceptions. I should tell you this. Unless the culprit behind these attacks is caught, it is likely the school will be closed.
Holy Myrtle.
All students are to return to their house dormitories at once. All teachers to the second floor corridor immediately. As you can see, the heir of Slytherin has left another message. Our worst fear has been realized. A student has been taken by the monster into the chamber itself. The students must be sent home. I'm afraid this is the end of Hogwarts.
So sorry, dozed off. What have I missed?
A girl has been snatched by the monster lockout. Your moment has come at last.
My moment?
Weren't you saying just last night that you've known all along where the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets is?
That's settled. We'll leave you to deal with the monster, Gilderoy. Your skills, after all, are legend.
Very well. I'll just be in my office getting ready.
Who is it that the monster's taken, Minerva?
Ginny Weasley.
Her skeleton will lie in the chamber.
Could I have your attention, please?
Finally, on a more describing note.
Now, remember, these visits to Hogsmeade Village are a privilege. Should your behaviour reflect poorly on the school in any way, that privilege shall not be extended again. No permission form signed, no visiting the village. That's the rule, Potter.
All those with permission follow me, those without, stay put.
But, Professor, I thought if you signed it, then I could go.
I can't. Only a parent or a guardian can sign. Since I am neither, it would be inappropriate. I'm sorry, Potter. That's my final word.
Forget about it, guys.
Forget about any more orders, Matt.
Harry isn't going to keep it. He's going to turn it over to Professor McGonagall. Aren't you?
Oh.
It's her.
That's not true.
Professor McGonagall!
Allow me, Minister.
Oh, hang.
Sorry about that.
Rose Martimagia, I hope business is good.
It'd be a lot better if the Ministry wasn't sending Dementors into my pub every other night.
We have a killer on the loose.
Oh, Sirius Black in Hogsmeade. And what would bring him here? Harry Potter. Harry Potter?
Oh, shh, come.
Now, tell me what this is all about.
Well, now, years ago, when Harry Potter's parents realised they were marked for death, do you remember? They went into hiding. Few knew where they were. One who did was Sirius Black. And he told you-know-who.
Not only did Black lead you-know-who to the Potters that night, but he also killed one of their friends, Peter Pettigrew.
Peter Pettigrew?
Yes, little lump of a boy, always trailing after Sirius Black.
I remember him. Never let James and Sirius out of his sight. But what happened?
Well, Peter Pettigrew tried to warn the Potters and might have managed to had he not run into an old friend, Sirius Black.
Black was vicious. He didn't kill Pettigrew. He destroyed him. A finger.
That's all was left, a finger. Nothing else.
Yes. Sirius Black may not have put his hands to the Potters, but he's the reason they're dead.
And now he wants to finish what he started.
I don't believe it.
Oh, that's not the worst of it.
No.
What could be worse?
Bess, Sirius Black was and remains to this day Harry Potter's godfather.
McGonagall gave it to me first term.
Read this to you, Barty.
The rules are absolute. The Goblet of Fire constitutes a binding magical contract.
This can't go on, Albus. First the Dark Mark, now this.
What do you suggest, Minerva?
Put an end to it. Don't let Potter compete.
You heard Barty, the rules are clear.
Well, the devil with Barty and his rules. And since when did you accommodate the ministry?
Headmaster, I too find it difficult to believe this mere coincidence. However, if we are to truly discover the meaning of these events, perhaps we should, for the time being, let them unfold.
What? Do nothing? Offer him up as bait? I mean, Potter is a boy, not a piece of meat.
I agree with Severus. Alistair, keep an eye on Harry, will you?
I can do that.
Don't let him know, though. He must be anxious enough as it is, knowing what lies ahead. Then again, we all are.
Scummy!
Professor Moody! What are you doing?
Teaching.
Is that a student?
Technically, it's a ferret.
Stand still! Stand Oh, my father will hear about this.
Is that a threat?
Professor Moody!
Is that a threat?
Professor?
I can tell you stories about your father that would curl even your greasy hair, boy!
Alistair!
It doesn't end here!
Alistair, we never use transfiguration as a punishment. Surely Dumbledore told you that.
He might have mentioned it.
Well, you will do well to remember it. Wait. Has been a tradition of the Triwizard Tournament since its inception. On Christmas Eve night, we and our guests gather in the Great Hall for a night of well-mannered frivolity. As representatives of the host school, I expect each and every one of you to put your best foot forward, and I mean this literally, because the Yule Ball is first and foremost a dance. Silence! The House of Godric Gryffindor has commanded the respect of the wizard world for nearly 10 centuries. I will not have you in the course of a single evening besmirching that name by behaving like a babbling, bumbling band of baboons.
Try saying that 5 times faster.
Now, to dance is to let the body breathe. Inside every girl, a secret swan slumbers, longing to burst forth and take flight.
Something's about to burst out of Eloise Midgeon, but I don't think it's a swan.
Inside every boy, a lordly lion prepared to prance. Mr. Weasley.
Yes?
Will you join me, please? Now, place your right hand on my waist.
Where?
My waist. And extend your arm. Mr. Felch, if you please. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Boy. Never gonna let him forget this, are you?
Never.
There you are, Potter. Are you and Miss Patel ready?
Ready, Professor?
To dance. It's traditional that the 3 champions, well, in this case 4, are the first to dance. Surely I told you that.
No.
Oh, well, now you know. Oh, as for you, Mr. Weasley, you may proceed into the Great Hall with Miss Patil. Oh, there you are.
Come on, then.
Come along this way. Yes. Now, I need you all to line up in the procession, please. Oh.
Everybody in their seats. A boy's just been killed.
Do you know who I am? Albus Dumbledore. Are you Alison Moody? Are you? No. Is he in this room? Is he in this room? Hurry, away from there.
You all right, Alistair?
I'm sorry, Albus.
That's Moody, but then who's...
Polyjuice potion.
Now we know who's Barty Crouch missing a prisoner.
Now, I think, therefore, you have the right to know exactly how he died.
We also wish to welcome our new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Professor Dolores Umbridge. And I'm sure you'll all join.
Exactly are you insinuating? I am merely requesting that when it comes to my students, you conform to the prescribed disciplinary practices.
So silly of me, but it sounds as if you're questioning my authority in my own classroom. Minerva.
Not at all, Dolores. Merely your medieval methods.
I am sorry, dear. But to question my practices is to question the ministry, and by extension, the minister himself. I am a tolerant woman, but the one thing I will not stand for is disloyalty.
Disloyalty.
Something you'd like to say, dear?
Oh, there are several things I would like to say. There.
Professor McGonagall, might I ask you to escort Sybil back inside?
Sybil, dear. Oh, sweetie.
Thank you. Dumbledore, may I remind you?
In the dream, were you standing next to the victim? Or looking down at the scene?
Neither. It was like I... Professor, will you please just tell me what's happening?
Everard, Arthur's on guard duty tonight. Make sure he's found by the right people.
Sir.
Phineas! You must go to your portrait at Grimmauld Place. Tell them that Arthur Weasley is gravely injured, and his children will be arriving there soon by Port Key.
They got him, Albus. It was close, but they think he'll make it. What's more, the Dark Lord failed to acquire...
The newest member of our staff, Horace Slughorn. Meanwhile, the post of Defense Against the Dark Arts will be taken by Professor Snape. Every one of you was searched upon your arrival here tonight, and you have the right to know why. Once there was a young man who, like you, sat in this very hall, walked this castle's corridors, stepped under its roof. He seemed to all the world a student like any other. His name, Tom Riddle. Today, of course, he's known all over the world by another name. Which is why, as I stand looking out upon you all tonight, I'm reminded of a sobering fact. Every day, every hour, this very minute perhaps,
dark forces attempt to penetrate this castle's walls. But in the end, their greatest weapon is you.
Display of magic is upstairs, ladies, not down. Mr. Davis! Mr. Davis, that is the girls' lavatory. Potter.
Oh, this can't be good.
Enjoying ourselves, are we?
I had a free period this morning, Professor.
So I noticed. I would think you would want to fill it with potions. Or is it no longer your ambition to become an aura?
It was, but I was told I had to get an outstanding in my OWL.
So you did, when Professor Snape was teaching potions. However, Professor Slughorn is perfectly happy to accept new students, with exceeds expectations.
Brilliant. Well, I'll head there straight away.
Oh, good, good. Potter, take Weasley with you. He looks far too happy over there. You're sure Katie did not have this in her possession when she entered the Three Broomsticks?
It's like I said. She left to go to the loo, and when she came back, she had the package. She said it was important that she deliver it.
Did she say to whom?
To Professor Dumbledore.
Very well, thank you, Leanne. You may go. Why is it, when something happens, it is always you three?
Believe me, Professor, I've been asking myself the same question for 6 years.
Oh, Severus. What do you think?
I think Miss Bell is lucky to be alive.
She was cursed, wasn't she? I know, Katie. Off the Quidditch pitch, she wouldn't hurt a fly. If she was delivering that to Professor Dumbledore, she wasn't doing it knowingly.
Yes, she was cursed.
It was Malfoy.
That is a very serious accusation, Potter.
Indeed. Your evidence?
I just know.
You just know. Once again, you astonish with your gifts, Potter. Gifts mere mortals can only dream of possessing. How grand it must be to be the chosen one.
I suggest you go back to your dormitories, all of you.
Quick thinking on your part, Harry, using a bazaar. You must be very proud of your student, Horace.
Oh, yes, very proud.
Well, I think we agree. Potter's actions were heroic. The question is, why were they necessary?
Why, indeed. This appears to be a gift, Horace. You don't remember who gave you this bottle? Which, by the way, possesses remarkably subtle hints of licorice and cherry, when not polluted with poison.
Actually, I had intended to give it as a gift myself.
To whom, I might ask?
To you, Headmaster.
In light of what has happened, if you should have the need to talk to someone, you should know Professor Dumbledore. You meant a great deal to him.
Do you think he would have done it?
With the severity of their transgression.
Tell them. Supposed to be out of bed, you blithering idiot.
Oh. Sorry, Mum.
As it happens, Mr. Filch, your arrival is most opportune. If you would, I would like you, please, to lead Miss Parkinson and the rest of Slytherin House from the hall.
Exactly where is it I'll be leading them to, Mum?
The dungeons would do. I presume you have a reason for returning, Potter. What is it you need?
Time. Professor, as much as you can get me.
Do what you have to do. I'll secure the castle. Potter. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Professor.
Let me get this straight, Professor. You're actually giving us permission to do this?
That is correct, Longbottom.
To blow it up? Boom!
Boom!
Wicked. But how on earth are we going to do that?
Why don't you confer with Mr. Finnegan? As I recall, he has a particular proclivity for pyrotechnics.
I can bring it down.
That's the spirit. Now, where you go?
You do realise, of course, we can't keep out you-know-who indefinitely.
That doesn't mean we can't delay him. And his name is Voldemort. Phileas, you might as well use it. He's going to try to kill you either way. Pier totum locomotor! Hogwarts is threatened. Man the boundaries. Protect us. Do your duty to our school. I've always wanted to use that spell.
Hey!